Hello everyone, friends and subscribers, Colonel of Wisdom here. As you can see, I'm still putting off the audio response to Debsterism fan on my page because I'm making room for a semi-request from one of my subscribers named Listen to the Man of God. I call it a semi-request because I was planning on doing this video anyway, shortly before he asked me to comment on the FAU student losing her shit. That's been a popular viral video for the past few days. I don't know. I was just getting I felt compelled to comment on it because I was just getting a little bit, I don't know, a little bit miffed with people dismissing her behavior as a mental breakdown, or saying that maybe she's suffering from a mental illness. Okay, none of us are doctors, none of us know the girl personally, so there is a possibility that she is, but I just find it highly unlikely, and I particularly find it highly unlikely that she has bipolar disorder, because I have known two people who were actually diagnosed with bipolar disorder. One of them was very close to me. He's no longer with us, but that's beside the point. The overall point is that I had close interactions and close proximity with this person for most of my life, and he was diagnosed sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he was prescribed medicine for it, and I could tell when he skipped his medicine. A lot of us could tell when he skipped his medicine, and it was nothing like this this freak out that this FAU chick had. Nothing like death threats or screaming or physically assaulting people. Just a temper tantrum, but nothing about death threats, and that's another reason I find it highly unlikely. Also, if this chick was truly if she actually had some mental disorder and she just didn't take her medication or something, or she missed it, or she just needs to get her medication upgraded, don't you think her family would have spoken out by now, defending her? Kind of like that dude who claimed to be Soldier Girl's brother, that chick who was freaking out on a train, and that was a viral video. I mean, and we don't even know if that dude was even her brother or not. He could have just been saying that just for attention, but let's just say for the sake of argument that he was telling the truth. How come nothing has happened with this Jonathan Carr chick? I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing her first name incorrectly. But I don't feel like going back listening to the video. I'm going to have a link in the description box. It's going to be a link of the viral video with subtitles and with more background information in the video, as well as in the description box underneath said video. I'm going to have that in my description box so you guys could see it for yourself. If those of you who watched the video and didn't know what she was saying, that video is going to provide it. But anyway, she claimed that she was particularly touched over the Trayvon Martin murder because her brothers have experienced, being profiled unfairly in their lives, and that she was concerned for them. And people are speculating that she had this meltdown because apparently Florida is filled with a whole bunch of racial tensions or whatever, and she must experience racism on a daily basis, and she must have lost her mind. Now, I've never been to Florida. Matter of fact, North Carolina is the furthest I've traveled below the Mason-Dixon line. I never went more south than North Carolina, so if the other southern states are like really racist or they're really divided, I have no idea. I can't speak on that. So yeah. So that could be true, but I don't know. I just think this is really fishy. I think if this woman was really suffering from some psychotic episode, her family would have spoken up about it. Also, another thing that's the biggest red flag for me is towards the beginning, like very early on in the video, before she really loses it. She's telling people. In fact, before people even pulled the camera phones out, she was saying, "Put this on YouTube, tweet this, put this on Facebook." Before those like that string of students who were probably like freshmen or something, before they even pulled the damn camera phones out, she was demanding it to be put on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. I don't know. See, I think when we're having this discussion, when somebody does something that is so outlandishly evil or so outlandishly obnoxious and assy, in this girl's case, I mean, I wouldn't call this evil, even though she was saying death threats. Those were empty threats, and she couldn't back them up. She was just talking out of her ass, basically. But whenever somebody just does something that is just so unbelievably, almost cartoonishly evil or assy, we have to say that this was some type of, they are suffering from some mental illness. And sometimes this that's not true. I mean, yeah, why would somebody just throw away their life like this and just ruin their whole reputation in college and throw away money? I mean, because clearly she was expelled post haste, but why would somebody do that? They'd have to be mentally ill, right? Well, people who attend college do dumb shit all the time. Hazing anyone? So, yeah. But, it kind of reminds me of the debate about Albert Fish. Albert Fish, this serial killer from the 1930s, I think. Wait a minute, when was he executed? I'm gonna Google this really quickly. Yeah, he was executed in the 1930s. Anyway, this serial killer named Albert Fish, right? Many people debate that he didn't deserve to be executed because clearly he was like mentally insane. This guy was a child killer. All of his victims were exclusively prepubescent children, and he murdered them. And he also claimed that he diced up their bodies and cut off their butt cheeks and wrapped them in bacon and roasted them into rump roast and ate them. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, damn, Colonel, what does that grotesque story have to do with anything? Well, I'll tell you why. Albert Fish, up until like close to the end of his crime career, when he got taken down, Albert Fish exclusively murdered prepubescent children who were either mentally retarded and or black, because he knew that they weren't going to be missed. And I think that's crucial into differentiating between somebody who's mentally ill and somebody who's just evil or assy, because this guy knew the consequences of his actions. He knew what the consequences would bring. So to satisfy his bloodlust, he had to do it on children who he thought were unwanted, whose disappearances wouldn't be investigated. And unfortunately, he was right, because he didn't start getting probed, caught, and then eventually sent to the chair until he killed a little white girl. That's when people cared. But before that, he probably killed 6 or 7 mentally ill and mentally retarded and or black children. Nobody gave a shit. In fact, nobody even knows their names. They just know the names of his 2 white victims. But anyway, I digress. And that's kind of what I'm getting to with this FAU chick. By her going on about put this on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew the consequences of her actions. She knew what it would lead to, and she wanted it. It's not like somebody who's mentally ill has no concept of reality or any concept of right and wrong. And I think she knew what she was doing was wrong, and she knew that this was blatant, obvious attention whoring. If this chick has any mental illness, I think it's histrionic personality disorder, because at best it's in bad taste to use Trayvon Martin's murder to draw attention to herself. I mean, that's number one. And number two, just screaming that she's gonna kill a bunch of people with her bare hands when you know she's not gonna do shit. And on top of that, towards the end, when she keeps getting in guys' faces and keeps assaulting guys, notice how she never laid a hand on any of the girls. She was threatening the women too. and never laid a single palm on men. She only put her hands on the guys because she knew the guys wouldn't fight back. And she knew about the whole double standard we have in this society, where if the guys stomped a mud hole in her ass, then she could press charges. Notice that she didn't touch any of the women. Interesting, huh? So she is very much in tune with reality, I would say. Also, towards the end of the video, and I'm sorry, but this part of the video is just where I crack up. So this guy just comes out of nowhere, right? I guess it's a principal or the dean or somebody in authority. He comes out of nowhere and he's all, "Hey, get out of here now!" And then she immediately, like, defiantly mimics him right back. That is just too funny, and she did it so precisely. Like, it was just so staged and fake, and like she's obviously giving a performance. So no, I do not buy that this chick is mentally ill. Maybe, just maybe, she does drugs or something. Maybe she sniffs coke or does crack. I don't know. But I don't think she's mentally ill. I really don't. Now, perhaps I'm wrong, but that's just, that's just my take on it. And I just really wish people wouldn't be so easy to manipulate. Like you have somebody who obviously has nothing else going for themselves but to be an attention whore and to use certain things, to use certain, like, emotional things such as this Trayvon Martin murder or racism in general to, like, hide their buffoonery, to, like, excuse their assiness. Is, oh gosh, it just really grinds my gears. And I can see right through it. I don't know why other people can't see right through it, but hey, whatever. Okay, I think I've said all I had to say on this crazy woman, or play crazy woman, pretend to be crazy, whatever the hell. But yeah, guys, check out the link in the description box, and see what she was actually saying if you didn't see that video already. Okay, that's it. Colonel Wisdom out.